So I was only able to make it to one estate sale this weekend, but I knew if I was only going to one, it was going to be this estate sale. So this is the last day, and it is not half off. They were just making deals. So for the most part, all of this stuff is priced almost exactly at eBay prices. So even if they were giving 25 to 30% off, it just wouldn't be worth it. Now they have this set of Versace. I believe there were 100 pieces, and it was $13,000, over $13,000.
It's beautiful.
But this is outstanding. I have a lot of this background.
So at an average of $130 a piece, this was just priced way too high.
Right, yeah. But that's the deal.
Now my husband did make an offer, but they declined. They wanted more than $9,000 for this.
Yes. For this one, I would do the same thing, 35.
So it was really hard to comp this just because a lot of people auction stuff like this off. And even though Versace is a very desirable brand, this is not something that I would put as an auction. I would set this as a high-priced buy it now with best offer. Now, all of these pieces were new. They still had the original boxes. So some of the comps were a little bit lower than what I could have got for these.
So this house was 9,000 square feet, but majority of the bedrooms were closed and some of the other rooms were closed as well. They sold a lot of furniture out of this house, so this is the last day and a lot of the items are gone. But just to give you an idea of the pricing, this TV up here is priced at $125, and they sell for about that on eBay.
It's a special designer here, Stella and all 7 trays.
There will be no negotiation.
And as you heard on some of the items, there was no negotiating, even on the last day. In the estatesales.net photos, this closet was pretty much full of items, and now it is empty.
So I should add that this estate sale was in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, which is the 5th most richest city in the United States. So these prices aren't targeted for resellers. These are targeted towards people in the community who know what these items are worth and they would like to purchase them a little bit cheaper than retail.
There was probably about 50 Christopher Radko Christmas ornaments, and they were all oversized in really nice condition, beautiful ornaments, and they were all priced just a little too high to resell, and somebody had just purchased all of them. Now I'm heading out to the garage. I'm hoping to find some discontinued cleaning products out there.
It's beat up. It's got paint all over it. We'll look that up. I don't see anything else out here.
So that did not end up being worth any money, and the garage was the only place that I had enough service to look stuff up. So I did take some pictures of stuff in the basement, and then I'd run up to the garage and use Google Image to see if it was worth anything.
There was a ton of designer ties, but of course, again, with it being in Bloomfield Hills, plus being the last day, I knew that most of them would not be there, if any, and none of these were designer ties. There's always a ton of estate sales in this area every single weekend, but competition is really stiff down here, especially with just locals going to buy stuff for themselves, plus any resellers in the area. So that's why I prefer estate sales closer to home. We were already heading down this way, plus I wanted to roll the dice on that Versace set to see if I could get it cheap enough to resell, so that's the reason we stopped here.
I guarantee all the good clothes are gone. There's a whole bunch of St. Croix shirts. I don't see prices though. I'm really curious to see what this is.
So these shirts have a very slow sell-through rate on eBay, and if you look them up, it looks like the highest price shirt has sold for $40 with free shipping, and today they were offering all of these shirts for $30 a piece. So I didn't end up picking up any of these shirts.
Jeez, they're so worn on the inside. You can't even, there's no, Ferragamo. $8.50. I think these are all Ferragamos. Nope, these are old Allen Edmonds. They're just small. And Allen Edmonds are hit or miss for me.
Now, a lot of people assume a good name brand like Ferragamo means big money on eBay, but items are only worth what people will pay for them, and those shoes have an average selling price of about $20 to $40.
Now, of course, there are exceptions to the rule, but as far as older Ferragamo shoes go, items like the ones that I was just looking at with repairs on the heel and worn on the inside aren't really going to sell for top dollar. So those are all probably $40 shoes, and they were priced at $150 a pair.
There were 3 estate sales on my list, and we only had time to go to one of them, so I chose this one, and at this point, I'm kind of thinking I probably chose the wrong sale to go to, but again, that Versace is what drew me in, and I figured it was worth the risk, and I took the gamble, and I was wrong. I've been doing some research on items like this on eBay, and I know that this mouse and then this one right here are only selling for around $7 on eBay right now. I try to research items as much as I can so that when I am at estate sales and garage sales, I don't have to look things up as often.
Yeah, you can't have this.
Now, I did end up taking pictures of a few items in this bin, and I ran up to the garage, looked them up, and they weren't worth anything. Like this little guy right here was selling for $1.25, and there were a couple more in there, but none of them were worth anything. So this is also in the basement, and basically the basement is empty. The only thing left in this room over here is just this treadmill and the TV on the wall, and that's it. Now, I do go back to that table of toys, and I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. I do end up picking up a Littlest Pet Shop bin that was priced at $50 for all, and it has a whole bunch of little pets. I'll show you guys at the end of the video. So I was wondering why I did not see a price on these ornaments. I did look these up, and they hardly sell for anything. These are Danbury Mint, and I couldn't read the bottom of that one, but I turn around, see the sign, and I see how much they want for this set, which is about $1,300. Well, it is $1,300 today. They probably would have taken maybe $1,000 for it, and they sell for about $15 each on average. Now, they weren't offering any deals on the electronics, so I didn't even waste my time looking these up. Tabletop stand. So the Littlest Pet Shop lot that I picked up was priced at $50, and today, since they were giving deals, they let me have it for $35. So that's all that I picked up. Then we headed to Detroit. We went to a UFL football game, and then went across the street for a Detroit Tigers Major League Baseball game. So these are all the little pets I need to look up, and I picked this up because I saw these two dolls, and I know these are Blythe. So Littlest Pet Shop Blythe, I looked that up, and some of these little guys, if they're part of that set, sell for between, some of them sell as high as $75, but I'd say on average about $30 to $35 for most of them. So again, I have to look all of these up. And then this is everything else that was in this bin. It's mostly, I honestly don't know. There's a lot of My Little Pony, and then I'm gonna assume that some of this stuff is My Littlest Pet Shop accessories and like little play sets. So I definitely have a lot of research to do. So thanks so much for watching my bonus video. I will have another one out for you guys tomorrow.